I've been to Warwood, Benwood, Leewood, Kennywood, Ogleby, Bethany, Fallsby, West Liberty, Bellsville, Barnesville, Wellsville, Wintersville, Tishersville, Yorkville, Tiltonsville, Steubenville, Pittsburgh, Clarksburg, Jacobsburg, Wellsburg, North Wheeling, South Wheeling, East Wheeling, West Wheeling. I've been everywhere, yeah. I've been everywhere, yeah. Crossed the river there, yeah. Breathe that steel mill air, yeah. Travel, I've had my share, yeah. I've been everywhere.
This is a reminder that myself and the guests are not professional speakers. We may make mistakes, stumble, stutter, etc. But we hope you can overlook that and just sit back and enjoy the content. Don, will you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Don Jones. I am one of 3 owners here at Clay's. I own it with my wife and my oldest daughter, and we've owned the business for this is our 6th season. But a little bit about myself: I was a school teacher for 23 years. Took a leave of absence, ran for the State House, was elected to the Ohio House of Representatives in 2018. Served there for 6.5 years, and then got an appointment from the president last year to lead the Farm Service Agency here in the state of Ohio for the USDA. So, my world has been nothing but agriculture, and this business fits very well into that. My family, my twin brother and myself, and my dad and mom, we started a farm equipment dealership in 1989, so we're in year 36 of that. But the Clay's Drive-In is something that we've been toying with now for about six years.
So, my grandfather and dad and his brother built a cabin on Piedmont Lake in the, I guess it would have been late 40s or 50s. And I came here in the 60s. We would spend a week or so, and we'd come out on weekends. And I remember as a child in the 60s coming here to get a milkshake. Do you have any idea how long Clay's has been in this location?
So this building was built 1951 is what we've been told. So this is 75 years that the business has been here, and there was some history, and I haven't brushed up on it, but it was built in the early 50s. It's been open. It's been ran by several different individuals, but probably the one that was most popular to most people was they called him Prunes and Donna Mae Brewer. It was Brewer's Dairy Frost for the longest time, but we've been, my family, we bought it in 2020, I guess, but my brother-in-law had owned it. So Clay's have owned this for the last, my wife was a Clay. We've owned it for the last 18 years as far as a Clay family, but it's been here, like I said, the business has been here for 75 years.
So what gets you excited about this business?
Well, whenever we bought the business, it was during COVID, and it was a little bit of a different time. But we looked at the books and looked at the records, and my daughter, she had worked here since she was younger. But I think the thing that got us the most excited was people like yourself that said, I came here as a youngster, or and a lot of kids go to 4-H camp over on Piedmont. They stop in here on their way to or from, but it's just a staple of the community. I mean, there was one summer that it was leased out to some folks that weren't from around here, and it suffered, and we watched it kind of go downhill, and it was hard to watch because it had been such a good business, and but we just looked at it and said, this, I mean, people expect to come to Clay's, I mean, get an ice cream cone or a sundae or whatever. We've really focused on our food. I mean, we're fortunate. My daughter and my mother-in-law are the only two that do the cooking, so it's really the same every day. I mean, depending on which ones that back there, but we just want to provide a great service to the community and help families to enjoy time. We live in a beautiful part of the state here in Ohio. The lake brings a lot of people, but we just want to be able to contribute to society.
So my wife, we live over near Morristown, between St. Clairsville and Morristown. But I don't know, for years this has been a, hey, let's just go for a ride and get an ice cream cone, and we laugh. And my wife is going to get one here in a minute, and I will provide a picture of your large.
Yes.
But she ends up wearing it because there's no way anybody can eat that as fast. You have to get a bowl or something. But there will be a picture. I'll probably put over top of this right now as I'm talking. But,
well, yeah, it's funny you say that, because my daughter and I, we my daughter, she runs the place. She manages it day to day. I mean, we're here. I mean, my wife and I, we both help. I mean, but she runs it. Her and I have arguments about how big our cones are. I tell her, people can't eat that much ice cream. Don't give them so much. I said, because they either wear it or, they throw it away. And she's like, nobody's ever complained they got too much ice cream. And I said, okay, fair enough. But, so that is something that we do pride ourselves on, because, you just can't ever get too much ice cream.
Well, I was just sitting there and we ate lunch, and I was looking at your sign and I was like, they don't have black raspberry milkshakes. All Sunday flavors are also included. So I was starting to get worried that you didn't have black raspberry milkshake there for a second.
Right.
Do you have any interesting stories since you've been in business that you'd like to share?
There's probably a lot of them, but I guess the biggest thing for us is we're amazed at the the stories that are shared with us by our customers, of people that that used to live around here that have moved away. They stop in here. I mean, it's amazing how many people will be driving through here from Columbus to Steubenville or Points East, that have family still back here but don't live here, but they make it a point to stop in here. And I'll be out and about at different places, and some of us say, hey, I stopped down, you guys have got the best milkshakes. We'll be 2 hours from here, and I'll be like, really? And they're like, oh yeah, we stop every time we're through there. So stories like that. We've had people stop in that with Route 22 that are going across across the state or across the country, and we get those folks to stop in as well. But it's just it's the people, I guess, that share their stories with us that make it special, because again, we're continuing that tradition, or that habit, if you want to say it, of stopping and getting their ice cream or their food here.
How many employees do you currently have here?
That's good. That's a great question. I am going to say, and I do not know this for sure. That's a better question for my daughter. She takes care of hours and payroll, but I am going to say we probably have right now 12 to 15, maybe 17 total employees. That's my daughter and my mother-in-law. I mean, like I said, they both do the cooking. We have some other folks that help in the kitchen as well. But we have a lot of young ladies that work out in the front that take care of just the ice cream. So I can't answer that, but I can tell you we've got a good group of young individuals, and it's one of those things that they know our expectations are high. I mean, we want our customers to get a nice portion, but we also want to be accurate in our orders. But our employees are very good, and a lot of them, it's their first job. And we tell everyone, they've got to be a little bit patient. We're not fast food. We make everything to order, so we don't have hamburgers sitting underneath the light. But the number of employees, I'm gonna say let's go with 12 to 15 for today. Okay. So yeah.
So this is my favorite question to ask everybody. When you were a child, did you think you would be running an ice cream shop, restaurant?
The answer is no. And if you would have asked me 10 years ago, I would have said maybe. But we used to come here whenever we were kids. And there used to be more businesses like this around. I mean, whenever we were kids growing up, there was one over by Freeport. It hasn't been open for a couple years, and unfortunately, it had a fire. Someone, I think, set it on fire on an early morning. Did not destroy it, but I mean, it's not been open since. But there used to be one over by Deersville, and on Sunday afternoons after church, we would go someplace and get lunch and then get ice cream, and and it's tough because there's not as many as there used to be. Help is a big issue, but this isn't something that I had on my bingo card, so to speak. But again, it's an opportunity to provide provide a great service to our community and to provide a good product as well. We're proud of what we serve out the front window of our business.
Do you have any future plans?
Well, we've continually worked to upgrade. I mean, we've upgraded the electric in the building. We've upgraded equipment. We've spent a lot of money. We're on our second new ice cream machine. We bought one when we started, and then we upgraded again last fall. We traded that one in and bought a second one. We've upgraded our freezers. We've added a walk-in cooler and a walk-in freezer, in the back, so that we're able to store more product. Because, I'll be honest, we've gotten to the point where we were running to get supplies almost every other evening after we closed because we didn't have enough storage space. But, so those are some upgrades we've made. We'd like to concrete this area over here. We've got this beautiful tree here that provides a lot of shade. A lot of people like to set in a gazebo, but we'd like to, get some concrete poured here to, make it a little bit easier to navigate, with a baby stroller or a wheelchair. But, we're always looking to upgrade, and, we want the facilities to be welcoming. We want them to be safe, and, it's something that, everybody wants to know, why don't we expand and have dine-in seating, and there's just too much that
Well,
entails.
if I don't know, I think at one time, wasn't there like 3 stools?
There was some indoor seating in there, and it just got to the point we needed the space inside, and so we took that out, and whenever you start to expand and do that, you've got to have permits and plans, and it's expensive. And it's not that we don't want to provide a service, but I'll be honest with you, we're open from April 1st to October 31st, and 7 months, and I'm going to tell you, we're ready for a break. I mean, we really are. We've been blessed with a really, really good, loyal customer base, and it just seems get a little bit more every year. And my daughter, she's worked really hard. Her and my wife, they're the kind of the marketing gurus behind what we do, but we do some specials on different holidays. And then last summer, this was probably I don't want to say it was a spur of the moment, but we went and we bought a concession trailer, an ice cream trailer.
Yes.
And my wife and I went to do an event, and I mean, we had 2 vehicles and 6 coolers and I don't know how many bags of ice. And and I just said, this is crazy. What are we trying to do here? If we're going to do this, we need to get a trailer or something that we can do a better job. And I found one that afternoon. We went and bought it the very next morning and got it set up and
painted it nice and purple.
Well, you know what? It was that color, and that
Okay.
was the only color. That was the only one they had. The color was great. I said, well, we're going to stand out. We're going to tell her with the purple trailer. But my daughter, she did the layout, the design, and Logo Tech signs over
Yes.
Belmont, Bethesda. They did all of our decaling on it. It's a great looking trailer, and I'll be honest, we got a little bit of a late start last year, and all we do out of the trailer is hand dipped ice cream. We don't do soft serve, we don't do food, we just do hand dipped ice cream. But we still do sundaes with hand dipped. We make banana splits and do root beer floats. And I'll tell you, we have been busy with the trailer, and this summer is going to be even busier than last summer. So, we got to be careful. We don't grow too fast, too much. I mean, but we're trying to put back into the business to make Clay's a place that people enjoy coming to.
Well, we were camped over at Zion in Flushing,
Yeah.
and that's when I first, hey, that's Clay's.
It's funny you say that, because Zion was our first outing with the trailer last year on the 4th of July. During their 4th of July event, and I'm going to tell you, it was a little more than we were ready for. We didn't know what to expect. We'd never been over there before, and we thought we were pretty well prepared. The trailer worked beautifully. The only problem we found was we didn't have enough ice cream, and so I had to leave here and take some ice cream over there. And I got there and they were lined up probably 15 or 20 deep, and my
Good
wife's
problem
like,
to have,
my
right?
wife, she's like, you need to get in here now, and I said so, but we missed the fireworks, but everybody got ice cream. So, but yeah, it's and again, we try to support our local communities, and we've been invited to some car shows, and it's growing the calendar, and we have to do a certain amount of business with the trailer to make it worth our time. I mean, we haul a generator, we have water on board, and the upkeep is there. So we can't just show up and serve a handful of people. We've got to have a decent crowd.
Well, I was going to ask you any future plans, but you've kind of covered that. But is there anything else, any other future plans?
Well, we're always open to new ideas. We listen to our customers. We'll put things out on social media saying, hey, if you have an idea or something you'd like to see us offer, let us know. And if it's something that we can do, and it's easily done, I guess, because we're limited in what we can do because of our size. I mean, everybody says, oh, you need to add on. I said, well, when we added the coolers back here, that was enough because it was just something we've got to be, again, careful about how fast we grow. What we're doing on weekends today, since we've opened this spring, is what we typically would do on a holiday weekend. I mean, so our customer base continues to grow, but we've got to make sure we've got enough help to keep up at the window. And the food offering, I tell everybody, we're not a full sit-down restaurant. We're not going to, what we have on the menu is what has really been successful.
Like I said earlier, my wife and I, lots of times in the evenings, we'll come over and we'll grab something on a nice summer night, go over and sit at the roadside park over there by the dam.
A lot of people do that. I mean, it's amazing. They'll say, hey, we're going up the road where we just want it to go. Don't have to be too wrapped up too much. But we get a lot of people that do that. We get people that enjoy the gazebo over here. And just like if we can get this concreted, we could maybe put a carport or something up to give some more shelter. But again, we want it to be we want it to be welcoming. We want it to be an enjoyable experience. But we also are aware that we don't want to get too big too fast and get something that we can't maintain. I think, and that's our biggest thing that we have to be aware of. And we've watched it happen. As I've learned a little bit later in life, be careful what you wish for, because when you get to, you're like busy, and I mean, you're exhausted at the end of the day, and there's no break. It's like, well, this is what we wanted. I mean, we're getting what we wanted.
You don't want to be sitting here with nobody at the window.
You're right. So, but no, we've been truly blessed. We've been very lucky to have the success we've had.
So as I wrap this up, I always give my guests the opportunity to say anything you want to for as long as you want to. If you want to advertise,
sure,
whatever you want.
Sure. Well, thank you for coming. I mean, I appreciate you stopping in, visiting, and being a customer, but more importantly, helping us to spread the word about Clay's Drive-In. We're here right now. We're open 6 days a week. We're closed on Mondays because it's hard. With a lot of our girls are still in school, and it's just Mondays are a slow day typically. So we're closed right now. We're open every day from 11 to 8. The kitchen closes 15 minutes before closing time. So if you get here at 7:45, you're not going to get a burger or a hot dog or French fries, but we'll still make you a milkshake or an ice cream sundae. But follow us on Facebook, Clay's Drive-In. I mean, we will announce sometimes if we're doing something special. We
giving a milkshake away every day of the
right. We did that. We had a great response. But Father's Day is one that we do what we call bucket banana splits, and we get buckets that are about this big, and we will put 3 bananas and fill it full. I mean, it's enough for about a family of 4 or 5 to really share. And we tell everybody bring dad and the whole family and share a banana split bucket. But we'll do $1 off on banana splits sometimes, or on any Sunday, and we'll do that for Mother's Day. So follow us on Facebook. Watch for our specials, and stop in and see us. I mean, I will caution anybody that wants food that maybe calling ahead would be a better idea, because we do take call-in orders and we fix the orders as they come in. So if you're 20 minutes away and it takes us that long, we'll have your food ready when you get here.
So thank you very much, Don. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing everyone.
Okay.
It's my 18th freaking year here.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share if you want to see more videos like this.